to know what your number one reason is for not having kids. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't owe me an explanation, but I'm always intrigued if people are up for the conversation what their number one reason is.
My people, child-free by choice women are sharing their number one biggest reason for not having children. Are you child-free by choice? What is your number one biggest reason for not having children? I know that you have so many reasons, but there should be like the one that is the biggest of the biggest of the biggest reason that you are not having children. And I feel like I've heard you all talk about it and telling me a reason why you don't want to have children and all of that for the child free by choice women. And but then I feel like there should be biggest because sometimes some people just write lists and be like, okay, these are my 5 reasons I don't want to have children, these are 3 reasons I don't want to have children. And sometimes it's not like you owe anybody explanation. You don't hold anybody explanation reason why you don't want to have children. In short, I feel like these questions should be asked to mothers and ask them, what is your biggest reason for wanting to have children? But then it's always very interesting to listen to child free by choice women talk about their biggest reason for not having children. So anyways, let me know your own thoughts down in the comment section. I have interesting videos that I have put together for you all to watch. Women sharing their biggest reason for not having children, the child free by choice women, they are sharing their biggest reason for not having children. So let's go ahead and watch these videos together, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video. But then let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section while you watch the videos.
I want to know what your number one reason is for not having kids. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't owe me an explanation, but I'm always intrigued if people are up for the conversation what their number one reason is. For me, my number one reason is I love being alone, and ironically people use that as a threat, like you're gonna be so lonely, you're gonna be all alone. I really love my time to myself. I'm a pretty independent person. Ever since I was a kid, I have really loved kind of the solitude of being by myself, and I know that if I was to have a kid, at least for the first number of years, that's really going to be impacted, and I just simply don't want that. So that is my number one reason. I love being alone. I'm interested to know what yours would be. I want to know what your number one reason is for not having kids. You don't owe anybody an explanation.
My number one reason for not wanting kids is because I am a highly sensitive person, and so if I were to become a mom, it would be a challenge for me. I wouldn't trust anyone around my kid. I would shelter my kid from everything, and I would be very overprotective. And I know that's not healthy, but I know myself. I feel every single emotion that runs through my body. I wouldn't trust my kid going to school for 7 hours. I wouldn't trust my kid going anywhere without me. And why? I wouldn't want my kid to live like that. I wouldn't even want to live like that because I wouldn't be able to relax. I would be constantly on edge, like, where's my kid? No, like, why would I put myself through that? And then, God forbid, anything bad happens to the kid, I would delete myself expeditiously.
I want to know what your number one reason is for not having kids.
I am honestly at the point that my number one reason is just to prove everybody who tells me I'm going to change my mind wrong. Like, I have a million actual valid reasons to not want to have kids, but I just want to not have them out of spite now, because I am so fucking tired of anytime I tell someone I'm disinterested in having kids, they're like, but why? Why? You're going to change your mind. You say that now, but you're going to change your mind. Why are y'all so invested in me producing a spawn?
Why do you have to use the word child-free? Why can't you just be?
I think I'm perfect to weigh in on this because I don't have kids. There is a huge difference between a child-free influencer and an influencer that is child-free. And the first one is weird. Like, the person that I'm stitching has videos like this that are all about, like, my perfect morning because I'm child-free. We've all seen the day in the life videos of the girl waking up at 9 a.m. and she has to tell you, I can sleep until 9 a.m. because I don't have kids because I'm child-free. Taking a weekend trip to Cabo because I'm child-free. And that's weird. Child-free influencers are weird. Versus people like me, where we post about our lives, what we're doing, sleeping in, going to Cabo, doing spontaneous fun things, but we're not constantly ramming it down your throat that I'm child-free, look at my perfect morning, I'm child-free, I slept in because I am child-free. Everyone is child-free until they make the decision to have children. And if you never make the decision to have children, you're just in the default of child-free. Child-free is everyone's default. Everyone has experienced not having kids. The only experience that some of us haven't experienced is parenthood. It would be like constantly identifying yourself as something that you're choosing to not do. Imagine waking up in the morning and being like, I can sleep until 9 a.m. because I don't take surfing lessons. Okay. Come to the grocery store with me because I'm not a PhD student, so I don't have class right now. What? There are 10,000 things that you are going to choose not to do. It's probably healthier to identify yourself with choices that you make. And yes, not having kids is a choice. The same way as everything that you're not doing is a choice. It is weird to identify yourself constantly as something that you're choosing to not do. I'm not a stripper. It would be so weird to be like, home on a Saturday night because I'm not a stripper. Like, wouldn't that sound really insecure? Like, why am I even thinking about that? The same thing goes with the toxic mom influencers who are constantly saying things like this, like, I'm really exhausted today, but at least my life has purpose. Confidence is quiet. No, confidence is silent. So the toxic mom influencers that are constantly ramming it in people's faces that they actually matter because they are a mom and they're experiencing something incredible and they matter because of it. They are just as insecure as the child-free influencers that are constantly ramming it down people's throats that, like, I can sleep in because I don't have kids. Like, we get it. The child-free influencer movement is so cringe to me, especially when you look at the stats that's the normal. Over 50% of women in my generation, millennials, are never gonna have kids. So it's just like, you're not some like obscure group of people trailblazing an alternative lifestyle. Like, girl, we are the norm. Not having kids is the norm. Just like not getting a PhD is the norm. That's my 2 cents. Child-free woman out.
I want to know what your number one reason is for not having kids. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't.
You know, when you're watching a movie or a TV show set during a time of war or a zombie apocalypse and there's like a love story and the woman ends up getting pregnant and decides to have the baby and you're sitting there like, why on earth would this woman bring a baby into this world? It certainly will not survive. And if it does, it's going to live a life full of suffering. Yeah. That is exactly why I do not want to have children. When you really think about it, we're not that far off from those stories. We are at war constantly as a world. Our planet is dying, our resources are drying up, we're experiencing more and more violence and more natural disasters as time goes on. It's predicted that there won't even be clean drinking water within our lifetime. So why are we bringing more people here to experience the shit that we fucked up? If you must have a family, if you must raise children, there are so many kids stuck in the foster system that need a safe place to live and a safe family. We don't need to keep bringing children here. It's becoming cruel at this point.
I want to know what your number one reason is for not having kids.
So basically, I would love my kids, but I would not love my life as a mom. And that has nothing to do with the partner or the guy that you choose to procreate with, but just for who I am as a person. I know my bandwidth. Okay, I'm an introvert who needs a lot of downtime, a lot. Like if I go out one weekend, I'm not socializing until maybe 2 weekends after that, right? And being a parent, that's a full-time job, and it doesn't just end at 18 years. It can just, carry on if you want to be, in my opinion, there for your kids through everything. So it's just like, no, I think I would just be stretched too thin. Like maintaining different friendships, a social life, a full-time job, and hopefully a relationship at some point, a healthy one. That takes time and energy to make sure that all those relationships are good, that I don't have the time after a long day at work to be coming home to a mess. Because kids are kids, or to be coming home and doing homework. Like, I just don't. I would love my kid down, okay, unconditionally, but I wouldn't love my life, okay? And you can't just stop being a mom. I see that as a job that requires so much effort and energy. It's one of the most rewarding jobs, but often you're not rewarded in kind for the amount of effort that you do. That's the whole point. Now my light turning off, ghetto. But it's that's the whole point. You're supposed to be selfless. You're not doing it to get something back. And I just feel like I would be giving so much, and I just don't have that bandwidth to give.
I want to know what your number one reason is for not having kids.
Yeah, mine is because I can't be a dad. I would have to be a mom, and I don't have any interest in being a mom. But in a different life, when roles are reversed, if I could be a dad instead, I probably would be interested in a kid, maybe two. And I think there's new studies that have come out that have shown that women seem to be obsessive over babies and having families, when really studies show that more men are interested in having children at different times throughout their life than women are overall. And why wouldn't they be? Men get to show up at the very beginning one time, wait 9 months for the baby to come, and then they get to be super dad for playing ball in the park, or going to the grocery store with just them and the kid, or putting a frozen lasagna in the oven and being called super dad. Like, the bar is so incredibly low for dads and so incredibly high for moms that I have no interest in being a mom. I would only have any interest in being a dad.
I want to know what your number one reason is for not having kids.
Because the bloodline ends with me. I'm gonna start saying that, but anyways, I woke up 7:30 this morning, and for whatever reason, the first thought out of my head was, if I had children, I'd have to get out of bed right now, make a little breakfast, pack them a little lunch, put them in the car seat, drop them off at school. And then I put my head right back down on that pillow and fell asleep for another hour, and it was fabulous. And maybe it's because I'm only 25 and I'm still young, but I just genuinely don't want to be inconvenienced. I have so many dreams and goals and ambitions that I know I will not be able to fulfill with children. And the reason for that is, if I had children, I would give them fucking everything. I would give them the universe on a platter, because that's just how I am. I know how I love and how much I give to people, and I would give up my entire life for them. And I'm just not willing to do that. It's not because I don't love kids. It's because I love myself more. And I also just don't want to give birth. That's fucking terrifying.
People, if you're still here, I'm sure by now you must have put down the biggest, or one of the biggest reason, or the biggest of the biggest reason you don't want to have children. You must have put it down in the comment section, because I'm going to make a video and reading out some of the comments, or highlighting the most, interesting one out of the comment section. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, and I personally always enjoy videos of child-free by choice women coming out to say, this is the reason I don't want to have kids, this is the reason I don't want to be a mom, this is the reason I love listening to it. I just love listening to it, and I'm sure you all also love listening to videos like this, because it gives people, especially number one, people that are childless, they want to have children but they don't have children. It gives them also motivation, like, okay, I can actually do this, because it makes them not to be so depressed and sad. And also it gives people that are growing up, people that are still confused, that, oh, should I do this or should I not, why do I really want to do this, why do I really want to be a mom? It gives them that platform to see that, okay, I think I don't have to do this. I think if I do this, I will not be able to enjoy it. So that's the thing. I won't be able to do this all my life. It gives them reasons to think about the decision, to be like, okay, do I really want to make this decision over again or at all? And yeah, and I personally enjoy those videos. Yeah, I do all the time. Let's go to the original post comment section and see what other people are saying in the comment section. Jill Silver says, I just don't think going through life on this planet is such a reward. Would not wish it on another human being. I am a parent, but I always say if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't. Don't get me wrong, I love my kids, but the love is all consuming. It's constant worry is the best feeling ever. Jesse, as someone who also loves alone time, even away from my husband, that was the biggest challenge to becoming a parent. I stay up at least 3 hours after my kids goes to bed. Wow. I've never seen a parent that is fulfilled in life, in their personal dreams. They have given up travel and careers and all sorts of that for their kids. And that's true. I see the struggle my friends go through being an amazing mom while their husband sits on the couch. That's one. My mental health just can't handle it. I'm anxious and easily overstimulated. I don't like messes and things throwing off my routine. I'm just entirely incompatible with kids. I just never felt the urge to be a mother. to be a mother, and maturing was realizing that I just don't have to, and they are all a lot of work. I just don't want to do it. I love children though, because everyone I've ever met with kids has told me not to have them, so I listen. Anna says, I'm so scared of something happening to them in this terrifying world. I feel like I wouldn't be able to function if I wasn't protecting them myself, and I know that no kids want to have a mom like that. This world is scary. We are living in a world that we don't even know what's going on. I've been seeing a lot of videos that something April, something's going to happen. The moon, the sun. I'm seeing a lot of scary things. I just choose not to just talk about them or just ignore those things. A lot of things are happening, even where I am. Everything, like the sun, everywhere is so hot these days. It's so hot these days. I don't even know how to explain how, food shortages, earthquakes, a lot of things are just happening that is so scary. And when I hear that some people are pregnant, I'm like, congratulations, but I'm so scared. I personally am scared. Imagine not being pregnant in this scary world. And that's why one of the Stitch was saying that when you watch some videos, zombies, all those kind of videos that virus is happening, things are happening in the movies, and you see a woman pregnant with kids, like, it's so scary. Like, you just be feeling pity for the children. Like, it's so scary. So that alone should fear so many people for giving. And even aside from that, getting pregnant is a 50-50 thing. Getting pregnant alone is a 50-50 thing. There's possibility you might die while being pregnant. There's possibility you won't make it after giving birth. I've lost some people during childbirth that I know personally, and that alone is scary. Like, it's so scary. And yeah, so that if somebody want to sit down and talk about reasons why you shouldn't have children, I feel like the reason will be so much that people that are thinking they deserve to have children or they want to have children, they will rethink. And that's just it, because the world is changing. And yeah, anyways, let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section, and thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and kindly turn on the post notification bell so you can get notified once I upload another interesting video like this one. And of course, I will see you all in my next one. Bye.